Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. Today, we will be discussing statistical analysis using SPSS. My name is Muhammad Khalid Iqbal, and I will be serving as a moderator, while Mr. Sajid and Mr. Ijaz Akbar will be our guest speaker for today. We do encourage you to ask questions at any point during the webinar. You can submit your questions in writing in the question answer section as displayed on your screens. All the queries and questions will be answered once the presenter would finish his presentation. It is requested to everybody to please have a check on your microphones and keep them muted to avoid any kind of background disturbance. We are recording this session, webinar, and you will receive an email with the link to recording along with your certificate of participation as we conclude our time together. We are going to begin our webinar with the recitation of Holy Quran, for which I would request Mr. Abdul Rauf.
Thank you, Khalid sir. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون. فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakumullah khair. Thank you, Mr. Abdul Rauf. Now I will request our speaker, Mr. Sajid Hussain. He is very renowned personality in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He has been serving his service in a medical university since 12 years. So I would like to invite Mr. Sajid Hussain, please.
Mr. Khalid. Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I'm very thankful all of you to joining this session. Inshallah, we shall enjoy and we shall gain something from this webinar. To all my participants, basically we are giving this SPSS from the very start, so that if someone has not used this one before, so he can or he or she can easily grasp all these concepts and the perceptions, so that basically SPSS, when someone is introduced in a proper way and he is able to open and use it, he can easily go through all these concepts, and it's all Let me share my screen now. Okay. If we go from the start and we open SPSS in the start, we shall have two views here. You can see here the variable view and the data view. So when we are entering the variable, as many as variable, we can enter here like this. Uh, Basically, most often we are using this SPSS for demographic data analysis. For example, in medical sciences, we are talking about a patient and we can write, for example, name. Just I have written it. It's a very useful application. Look here. It will tell us each and everything here. Uh, our data is, this name is not the scale or numeric variable, so we can change it in the string. We can change width, means that how many characters we need in this variable to write with. Decimals, it is used for the numeric values. Label is basically for what this name is. For example, name of patient, I can write here. Name of patient. Values, I'll be discussing it along with that, missing values and columns also. Uh, for example, we can write the gender. Whereas, by the way, why we are writing the name of the variable here and the label here, because this is one of the characteristics of this SPSS, that in variable column we cannot write with the space. If I write, for example, here age and of, giving space, it will not accept it, right? It will not accept like that. So while writing the variables here, you have to take care that you cannot give the space while writing the variable. So for the description of the variables, we can write here that the what the this variable is. So it is male or female, like that. So here can discuss the values here. We can give values to our characters, our variable. For example, I gave 0 and I can write here female. We can go add here 1 and male. Just add. If you want to change the values, you can come over here. It is up to you for what value you can use. You can use 2 for females, you can use 1 for male and 0 for female, like that. Whatever, you can come here, you can remove, and like that. Okay, so I have added here 0 for female and 1 for male. This is just the number. Like this, we can add as much as variables for certain specific character. Whatever we can write the nationality here. Right, we can write age of the patient. We can ask whether he has the insurance or not, like that. Now I'm writing all the variables in a vertical column, and if we want to see the data, we can go to the data view. Here they are present in the horizontal column, and here you can see we can write the names and all the, as much as we have the data. Very big number of data can be added over here. So this is all, this Basically, in SPSS, the main thing is to write the data correctly. When the data is added correctly, then you are able to proceed then for the further test, for the further analysis, etc. It is very, very vast application. It cannot be explained in 1 hour, but we are just trying to enable you people to use it in a proper way. I have here a data sheet here. I can show you here. These are the variables with me here. You can see, right? This is age, marital address, income, in-cat, car, like that. This is the variable view, right? Name means name of the variables. No, for example, these are the values, right? These are what? The values here. And this is, as I told you, the label, okay? When I go to my data view, I forgot about that for what I put 0 and for what I put 1. So easily you can come over here. Just click on here. It's not enabling. We can use this one for this icon. Like this. When we use here, this will come for what we have done. This is married, unmarried, and all these values are here. And for here, these are the values. Okay. So in this way, we can use this icon over here. This is for if you have very big data. For very big data, you want to go to a specific variable. You can click over
Excuse
here.
me, Sajid Sab, can you share your screen again by stopping and sharing again, because it is stuck. It has not been updated.
Okay. I'm doing it again.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry for that. So is it now? Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's better now. It's better.
Okay. Now I was talking about this icon here. For example, I have given the values to my variables and we want to see what values we are given. Just click over here. You can see what I have written in my variable view. Those are married, unmarried, for 1, for 0, like that. Here, if you want to change from here, you can change. I was here now on this icon. For what this one, we want to go to a specific case. We have a large number of cases and we want to go, we want to run, we want to analyze a specific case, we want to see a specific case, we can go from here, the specific variable, specific case. For example, I want to go to the variable age, right? Go, right? This is the age variable. If I come over here, this is the age in years. It will be highlighted, okay? And right? So in the same way, we can here the variables. We want to see different variables. We have many variables here and we want to highlight some of the variable. We can select here, go to number of people, like that. Okay, so this is highlighted here. We can easily find it here. When we have thousands of the variables, it will be coming highlighted like that. Okay. So this is for do and undo. This is very clear. The people who are using this one computer, they can easily understand these icons, right? So these are something we can do. I have told you about entering the data. I have told you about the variables, entering the variables. The major thing is here, the major thing is how to enter the variables. When you enter the variables correctly, then you can go for further analysis. For example, uh, for simple analysis, we can come over here, analyze, and you can see this long list, which has, again, other descriptions. For example, I come to descriptive statistics, and from descriptive statistics, we can perform these functions: frequencies, descriptives, crosstabs, ratio, PP plots, QQ plots, etc. Just here, click here for frequencies. Now, you will see this dialog box, and which variable you want to manipulate, you can click over there. For example, I want to manipulate here, for example, the marital status and age in years. I will double click. We can just, I don't want this one. I can just select it. I can go back. Okay. Or I need it. I can double click or just click over the arrow. It will be here. Now for the statistics here, we can come statistics. Now the options are here with you. What do you want from these variables? You want the mean of the variable. You want the median of the variable. You want the mode of the variable. You want the quartiles, cut points, standard deviation, variance, whatever you want. You can easily click in that box. For example, I need the mean, I need the median, I need the mode, I need the standard deviation of that. Then come to continue. Okay. So with the click, small click, you can find here the frequencies here, the mean of the data here. What is it? Marital status, age in years. Both are here. I selected two variables. Both are here. Mean is 0.5 for the marital status, and this is 42.06. Median, mode, standard deviation, here it is. All the frequencies are run here. Down, if you go down the thread, you can find here. Okay. So in this way, you can go for the simple statistics here. For your easiness, to facilitate you people, I will be doing it again. You can come over, analyze, descriptive statistics, frequencies. I want to change the variables now, right? I will use some other variable like this. For example, I will use the level of education and years within the current job, right, or employment. I can go over here, statistics. I want, I don't need the mean now. I don't need the median. I don't need the mode. I don't need the standard deviation. I need the quartiles, right? So our variance here. Okay, you can get within a click. This is very easy to, this is friendly user application. So variance is here, and with the current percentiles, and from here these variances are the value of the standard deviation. You can also find the validity of your data also. For example, if the value of the variance is very large, you can say that standard deviation is very big value, and that is not the value is not, the data is not valid, right? So here, like this, I think you will be able to do this first step of analysis with me, right? Sometimes we need to draw the charts. right? So to draw the charts, to draw the graphs of different frequencies, we can use two tabs. We can use first the same way, descriptive statistics, frequencies, and you can come over here, charts. The same variables we can use, or you can use some different variables. I will be using some other variable, right? I will remove this one, even though the variables are there when we go for the charts here. Charts, which type of chart you need. There is here. Bar chart you need, pie chart, histograms, etc. For example, I need the pie chart, right? I can click over here, the pie chart, right? Continue, but I have to select the variable here first, right? So I will get the years with this one, and I can get household income here. Now I can go, okay? So this will be given as the pie chart here. Just wait, it will take some time. Yes, this is the graph. Should be appearing here. Let me go down, turn down. Because we have done already a lot of calculations here. Here, the pie chart is. Okay, so you can go for the chart. The other way, you can label also this one later. So the other way, from here, the other way of drawing graphs is here. You can come here, the chart builder notation. You can come here, graphs, chart builder notation. You can have this type of dialog box, the shapes of the graph, and whatever you want to do, you can go over there. I'm receiving your questions. I will be answering the questions, inshallah, later. Right? So, for example, you need this chart here. You can drag it here. Right? Select the variables here, for example. One of the variable. You have to drag the variables here. And the third one is here. Okay. So this type of the chart will be here. This processing, it will take some time, and all the information with the graph are there. All the information of the graph are here, and these are the sum of the methods. You can go for that, right? So within this limited time, we are going a little quick because a lot of information are to be shared and we have to do. The question was about taking primary data. So I have told you about this tab, analyze and graphs, right? Most of the persons in medical sciences or in statistical analysis, they need this, uh, uh, for example, this PP plots or comparing means, correlations, etc. So I will be closing here. For the further analysis, I will request Mr. Khalid to invite Mr. Ejaz to proceed further, because this is my time is going to be over. He has 15 minutes now, right? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Sajid Hussain. Now, the second speaker, the Mr. Ijaz Akbar is here. I would like to invite him. He is working here in the MAM KSA in a Fursan International. So I would like to invite Mr. Ijaz Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to all the participants. First of all, I will pay my thanks to all the participants and especially GPF professionals who have been able to conduct such a beneficial webinar. And I will be continuing from the point where Mr. Sajid had just stopped. And I will introduce you to some analysis regarding multiple response set. Let me share my screen first. And I would like to ask the moderator if they can see my share screen or no.
वो बता दो इसको.
The variables so far have been discussed in our webinar are about the single response variables. In some cases, we see multiple response set variables. For example, we have a question, and for the question, we may have more than one responses. In that case, we use multiple response set. Let me explain you further here on. For example, if we have a variable telling us about the symptoms of some disease, let's say COVID. So in that case, let me share my screen again 1 minute. There's a problem. New share. Okay, I hope you can see my screen now. For example, we have multiple symptoms for COVID. One of these is like fever, or we may have body pain. We may have sore throat. We can get multiple responses from different patients. For example, some patients, they only get the fever or with the body pain, or maybe some other patient, they got sore throat with fever. It means we are getting multiple responses for this question about the symptoms about COVID. In that case, what we do in SPSS, we don't have multiple response, any variable that can give us multiple responses. In that case, what we do, we make different variables for each response. So here, for example, if we have 3 responses, for each response, we will create a variable. For fever, we will create 1 variable that will answer us in yes or no. For body pain, we will create another variable. And for sore throat, we can make a variable. So what we do when we create these variables, we make a group of them and we give some specific name, like we can give them the name of symptoms, and then we use this multiple response set in our analysis. So we call it as multiple response set analysis. So I will explain, how we can create such a multiple response set. Let me share my other screen now. For multiple response set, we have to click on Analyze, and we get the multiple response set option here. There, we can define, okay, in Analyze, we have multiple response set option here. We can define a variable set that has multiple responses. Click on variable set, and then we will find all the variables. By the way, I'm using the save file as was discussed by Mr. Sajid, and we have the list of all the variables here. What we can do, we can drag these variables in this variable set window, and then we have to give a name here. And when we add these variables, we all the variables, they are combined in this multiple response set. So let's take, for example, wireless service or voicemail, paging services, internet. So I have joined 4 variables here, and they may have different responses. For example, some employees, they have wireless, others they don't have. Some have voicemail, others they don't have. So we can get all these responses and we can combine them in a single variable. For example, let's give it a name like communication. Okay, and in label, we can elaborate it further, like we can say means of communication. Okay, what we know, we have to do now, we have to give some counted value, and we want to count them only one at a time. So I'm gonna give here value 1, and I'm gonna add this multiple response set variable to this space. When I click on add, so I have created a multiple response set here with the name communication. When I click on communication, I can see all the variables that I have added already in this multiple response set. We have to change my mic because it's creating some distortion. I hope you can hear me now. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, it's okay, but your voice is too low.
Okay.
Now distortion is not there, but please raise your voice.
Is it clear now? Is it clear now?
Yes, better than before.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Khalid. Okay, now we have created a multiple response set. The name is communication, and we have added 4 variables, and we are gonna close it now, and we will use this variable for analysis. So what we do, we click on analyze, and we look for the multiple responses, and they're here, and then we click on frequencies, it's the same option, but here we will get the multiple response set in our pop-up window. So this is the pop-up window. You can see we find here communication, and just we drag it here and click OK. Let me show you the output we got. Here we can see all the variables, they are combined in this multiple response set, and we have wireless service. 29% of the employees, they have wireless services. 32%, they have voicemail. Paging is provided to 18%, and internet is provided to 19%. So this is the way we use multiple responses, and we combine them into a group, and we call it multiple response set. Same way, we can do some other analysis on this set. Just click on Analyze, Multiple Response Set, and we have cross-tab analysis. We get this pop-up window here, and you can see we get communication here in multiple response set, and here we can insert some variables. For example, here I have uh, added income category and level of education. For income category, we have 4 categories here. So in defined ranges, I have to select the minimum value and the maximum value. The minimum value is 1 and maximum value is 4, because we have 4 categories in income category variable. Same way, for the columns, in education, we have 5 categories. Let me explain you what are the categories. If you see the variable view for income category, this is the variable. If we click on the values, we have 4 categories. The maximum is 75,000 plus, and the minimum is under 25,000. For the education level, the level of education, we have 4 categories here. Sorry, 5 categories starting from 1 to 5. So this is the reason in multiple response set, we give the ranges like 1 to 4, 1 to 4, and 1 to 5. Okay, now we have the option to uh, add the layers here. We can add year with current company over here. And here we have, again, categories. And we have to see how many categories are there. Let me take some scalar variable like household income. Okay, we will look for the categories for household income, or we can just continue without the layers. Multiple response set. Sometimes we need the frequencies based on the category for one variable, and in that case, we use split file technique. How we use this? It's very simple. Let me go to the data view. We click on data, and we have here split file option. When we click on split file, a pop-up window is shown here. For example,
Excuse me, Mr. Ijaz, your voice again, it is not clear. It is very low.
we need the analysis based on the gender roles. Okay, what we have to do now, we have two options here. We can compare the groups, or we can organize the groups in ascending or descending order. So I'm gonna.
Excuse me, Mr. Ijaz. Excuse me. Your voice is not again clear.
These two groups. One we have here.
Hello, Mr. Ijaz. Can you hear me? Your voice is too low. Please fix your voice.
I think he's not listening us. Can you just have a quick call with him?
Hello. Ji.
No, it's not yet clear. Mr. Jaz is here.
मैं कर रहा हूँ चेक एक सेकंड एडिट अभी तक
I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, it's better.
Yes, it is okay. Please.
You can hear us.
Okay.
Actually, we were speaking all, so you were not listening us. Okay. Can you hear?
Okay. Sorry for this disturbance in audio settings. This is because of one of our headphones problem.
Okay, no problem.
Should I continue from the same, or should I go back?
A little bit back, just 2 minutes back.
Okay.
And cover it quickly because
Okay.
we have short time.
Yeah. Okay. Inshallah, I'll try my best. Let me cancel it. I was talking about the split file features we have. So in split files, we can do the analysis on different categories of a single variable. How we do that? Click on data, and we have a split file option here. When we click on split file, this dialog box showed up, and we have two options here. Either we can analyze on and compare the groups, or we can organize them in ascending or descending order based on the categories we have in the variable. So here I just choose gender because it has only two groups to clarify how we can compare two groups for frequencies. So I have selected gender. It has two groups, male and female. And then I click OK. Now all the data file we have is already split it up. In the background, it is split it up into two groups. Apparently, it is showed as one group, but logically, it has divided up into two different groups, male and female. You will see these two groups when we go analyze and click on descriptive statistics and then frequencies and select any variable here to do the frequencies. For example, we want to see income categories for both of the groups, males and females separately. And we may go for the charts, and we can select pie chart with a percentage, continue. When we click on OK, so in the output window, what you will see analysis separate for female and male, and we can compare between them. For example, you can say 563 females, they are earning less than 25,000, and we can compare with this. This is 611. Okay, same way. So this is the total for females, this is the total for male, and we can see the pie chart for both of these frequencies. So this is the way we can split the files in one or more groups. Actually, because of the shortage of time, I will not go for more variables with more groups. So I think this is very clear. And I will go to the next topic, and that is about comparing means. Comparing means is very important, especially in medical field and also in engineering. Most of the research analysis, they are based on these tests. We have comparing mean test, one sample t-test, independent sample t-test, pair samples, and one-way ANOVA. One sample t-test is comparing the means of one variable, even one group, with a specific value. So I start from comparing means, then I will go to one sample t-test, then independent sample t-test, and so on. So let's start from comparing means. For example, I will use the same data set. For comparing means, we click on Analyze. Here we find Compare Means, and the first option here is comparing means of two variables. When we click on that, we get two boxes. Some are, this is the list of dependent variable, and we have some independent variable. For example, we want to see for the employees how many years they have worked for and what are the income categories they got. So we selected two variables here, click OK, and in the output window, you can see actually I forgot to uh, merge the files because we have separated the file before. So what we need to do is we need to remove the filter, click on data, split files, and when I click on analyze all cases, so there are no more categories, there are no more groups in our data. Click OK, and I will do the same analysis again, analyze, and click on compare means, and click on means, and the two variables they have selected already, years of current, years in the current company and income category, click OK. And here we get two tables here. Here is the number of employees we have, 6,400. Okay, we have no missing value here. And the second table will tell us the mean for each income category here. For example, the number of employees earning less than 25,000, there are 1,174, and the mean is 9.45. And if we see over here, the employees, they are earning more than 75,000. Their mean is 14.94. It means this table shows the company is good for the employees for long-term employment because the company is giving uh, handsome incentives to the employee to retain them for a longer period. So this is how we compare the means using SPSS. Next test we are going to do is, we call it one sample t-test. What we do, we take a variable with one group and we compare the mean with a specific value. For example, click on Analyze, Compare Means, One Sample t-test. As the name shows, we will take one variable and with one group and we will compare the mean of that group to some specific value. For example, when we click on one sample t-test, we get this window. So we have, for example, we have level of education. I told you we have 4 levels of education. Let's see the level of education. We have 4 categories starting from 1 to 4. Let's test this with the very lowest value, and that is 1. And let's see if we have, if the mean of this group have significant difference with this specific value 1. When we click on OK, again, we get 2 tables, and we are doing this test on 6,400 employees. And this table shows the significant difference. The statistician, they say that when the significant value is less than 0.025, it means we have a significant difference between 2 groups. And what groups we have now? One group is the mean of uh, the mean of education levels, and the other one is the lowest level, and that is level 1. So it means there is a significant difference between the mean of the level of the education and the lowest education. It means it shows that maximum of the employees in this company, they are well educated, they have higher degrees. Now we will move on to the next test, and that is called sample pair t-test. What we do, click on compare means independent sample t-test. It shows us a dialog box like this. And here we can compare, actually, independent sample t-test. It can compare the means of 2 groups within one variable. For example, for job satisfaction, we have 5 levels of satisfaction. So let's compare them with the income category. And income category, if you can see in, let me show you the data view here. Variable view and income category. We have 4 levels. Okay, we will see what level they have more satisfaction about their job. So there are 4 levels starting from 1 to 4. 4 are the highly paid, and level 1 is lowest paid. So let's do this test. Click on Analyze, Compare Means, Independent Sample t-test. Okay, this is the test variable. We want to compare the job satisfaction with employee category, and we have to define group here. So it gives option to assign two groups only, but if we have more groups, what we can do, we can define a cut point. So we can take the middle point, and that is 2 is the cut point, and we can click on continue and click OK. So again, we will get two tables. First table shows the group statistics, and it will give you the number of employees. For example, uh, job satisfaction level for less than 2, we have 4,184 employees. And I mean, greater than 2, we have 4,184 employees. And less than 2, we have 2,000. And there we can see there is a difference between the means of these two groups. It seems that the upper level employees, they are getting more money, they are more satisfied, they have the value 3.5, and the other they have 2.22. Even the second table shows us the significant value, that is 0.004, that is less than 0.025. It means there is a significant difference between these two groups. So this is how we use t-test to compare the means of two groups. Okay, because the shortage of time, I cannot go further for the further test. Maybe in future, if I get the opportunity to explain more details about these tests, so it will be really, really beneficial for us. I would like, again, thanks to GPF officials and attendees uh, for managing such a beneficial webinar. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ijaz Akbar. Time is too short, and I want to just move quickly towards the question answer session. So the first question is, Mr. Sajid has posted a chart, I think. The variable are presented on X and Y axis. Which thing is presented on the top corner of the chart? This is the question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid. Basically, we use the confounding variable there uh, in that. Basically, three-dimensional in graphs or two-dimensional. Third variable has nothing to do with the frequency, so it is a confounding variable. For example, the scale variable and confounding, which is placed over there.
Yes, thank you, sir. And the question number 2 is, how SPSS is better than advanced Excel? I think Mr. Ijaz Akbar will answer.
SPSS is more efficient. It can handle millions of records, billions of records. Excel is sometimes it gives you analysis for limited amount of data. And also SPSS have a variety of tests that advanced Excel could not provide you. So this is the reason we use SPSS analysis. And it is very easy to import and export the data. And it is also user-friendly. And you can see the layout and the interface is very similar to Microsoft Excel. So why we use, this is the reason we use SPSS.
Thank you, Mr. Ijaz Akbar. The third question is that how can we share primary and foreign key concept for extracting data?
This is the same thing. This is for me, I think, how to extract data from the other files. This is also one of the advantage of SPSS. And why do we prefer? We can export the other files also into SPSS. For example, our data is in Excel sheet. So how can we go? Can you see my screen? Let me share my screen first. Okay. So I'm sharing the screen. This question was asked to me. So we can go here, open the data, and then here, what is the file you want to export? This is Excel file, and you can go for writing the file name from here, whatever the file you have. For example, I have some file in my desktop. I have some any other file, right? This is my desktop. Maybe I have some file here, right? For example, biostatistics, I have this bias blueprint, right? So it will be changed into this one, sorry. Okay. So you can see here, whatever the variables, I have just randomly done it. So these are the variables, and this is the data view for that. Okay, so in this way we can do it. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Khalid, any other question?
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Please explain at the end that how this SPSS is useful for the students who are doing research and who are giving their thesis and working on it. Please, once again, for 1 minute.
It's me or Mr. Yas who will explain it. Okay, I'm going to explain. As SPSS is very user friendly, it can manipulate many variables. It can uh, provide us a variety of calculation, a variety of analysis, a variety of statistical analysis, right? So when a medical student, when an engineering student, even he is a bachelor who is doing bachelor or any stage, he is a PhD, he's going for his PhD, anywhere when you are going to run your analysis, when you have to do the research analysis, the most preferred application is the SPSS application. It is user friendly. It can handle any sort of calculation or statistical analysis. That is what. So it is very useful even for every level of education, every level of student, from your bachelor's to master's to doctorate. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your precious time. And before going towards the closing of today's webinar, I would request everyone to take the feedback shown on your screen. It surely helps us to create a better experience for you. So please, you can see this screen on your screen.
Wait a second, we will publish the poll.
Yes, please. Just wait.
In the meanwhile, Mr. Khaled, I'm very thankful to GPF Green Professionals Forum. It is a very good opportunity they provided, and the participants are requested that if they have any question, if they have any query, because this is very vast application and it could not be explained in 1 hour. So they have our numbers. They can ask us anytime. We are available for them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your precious time, and you have given a lot.
Okay, for some reason poll is not coming here, but I have shared the link in the chat. It can be clicked and see that poll, and can be responded over there. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Rauf. And so that it is all the time we have for today, and do want to thank everybody for joining us. If you would like to learn more about today's topic, SPSS Advanced Excel, or any other related subjects, we do encourage you to register yourself as a member of GPF and be updated about the upcoming events. You can see the website link on your screen, and you can also contact us by email at contact@gpfglobal.org. So thank you for joining us. Goodbye and have a nice weekend. Thank you so much.